Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Inner Map streaming. The question of the week that we have received is, what do I do with the resentment that I experience and feel about my partner's lack of responsibility in the financial area of our life? First of all, before I start, I just wanted to say that the answers that I provide are very generic, mindful-based, mindful living answers. And I don't have all the details. It's not like you're my client and I'm getting all the information from you. Please make sure that if you receive an advice, be it legal or medical or psychological, that is specific to you, please take that advice over the advice that I'm giving you, because mine is very generic. So let's talk about resentment. What is resentment? Resentment is a very strong emotion, and it can have so many reasons. There's no just one way that we get to resentment. But you're speaking about this particular resentment, and I just wanted to tell you that any resentment that we experience, it means that we have somehow expected something, and that expectation was not fulfilled in a sort of an ongoing basis, or at least for a while. And now we have built this resentment toward another person. And since I have worked and listened to many family members, many people in the workplace, I was a human rights commissioner, I was an adjudicator. So I listened to the two sides a lot, no matter who the two sides were. And based on that, and based on the awareness practices of mindfulness, I would like to invite you to do the first step of working with your resentment by going through and examining, evaluating whether or not your expectation was reasonable, fair, and did it really make sense? It's amazing to me to hear very reasonable people having very unreasonable expectations from their loved ones or from their colleagues or from their neighbors. And sometimes I just cannot understand, how could a reasonable person, an intelligent person, have these expectations? The only thing I can conclude is that our expectations are not examined. We have never sat down and say, is this fair? If somebody asked me to do that, if somebody asked my family member, my loved one to do that, is that a fair expectation, or is that a doable expectation? So it's especially about finances, and I don't know who the breadwinner is, I don't know what kind of a partnership you have, but whatever it is, just examine that, because you know, I don't, but you do. Examine your own expectation. That's number one. Number two, you have a responsibility to clearly, lovingly, and in a very compassionate way, really communicate that to your partner. The problem with resentment is that we have already waited too long, or this problem is chronic right now. And usually when that happens, what the exchange, the nature of exchange is between the two partners or two people involved, is attacking, defending, attacking, defending, which really doesn't get anywhere. So I invite you to basically do your best to clearly, compassionately, and in a very firm way to communicate your request. What is it? What are the facts? And what are your requests? What is it that you're asking your partner to do? Does this person know for sure, clearly, lovingly, what it is that you're asking them to do? Okay, or not do, for that matter. So that's number two. Number three is, if you've done number one and number two, and most people say, oh, I've done that, I really invite you to redo it in a mindful way. But if you've really done that, there are times that we've done all of these things and still the problem exists and our partner is irresponsible or whatever the problem is. What do I do now? Okay, what do I do now is this. I need to accept that I have a partner that is financially irresponsible, and it looks like, feels like nothing will happen unless this person decides to change. And there's a free will at work, and there is no way that I can force this person to do something that that person does not want to do. By acceptance, and this is a very charged word, when I say acceptance, everybody jumps. I don't mean to agree or approve of what they're doing. I'm saying take it in as a fact. I may not like the fact that it is Thursday morning right now. I would like it to be Saturday. But I need to take that fact into consideration in order to be reasonable and go through my life in a knowing way. So that is the very important aspect of it. Make decisions based on that fact. If you've really done your best and your partner is still financially responsible, then you have to make decisions based on that fact. Whatever it is, it's up to you. I don't know your life, but you need to make an informed decision. Most of the time, we fight with the facts of life. We don't want to accept it. We want it to change, but that just makes us more resentful and more disappointed in whatever it is that is happening. So, in short, 1, examine your expectations. 2, clearly communicate the facts and your request to the person that you're having this resentment about. And 3, if none of these things do the job and you have done your best, then accept the rest. Do your best, accept the rest. And this is my suggestion in working through in a mindful way with resentment. Hope this is helpful for you, and looking forward to hearing more questions and answering more questions. Until the next time, be curious and stay well.